All right, so I got a reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. I saw this the other day on TikTok, man. I'm gonna start doing a lot more content, man, especially in terms of some of these things that these brothers be doing. It be weird shit, just being honest. Cause some of y'all brothers just be doing some crazy stuff and like shouldn't nobody say nothing to y'all, but let's get into it.
I was dating this girl, right, and we were in a fight. She was like, I just don't know how you can hurt me and not care. And I was like, that's not true. I do care. And she was like, no, you don't. And she started crying. It was that real guttural cry. Sounded like her pure life essence was in pain. That real mentally ill cry where you can tell something's not right up there. And I'm just listening. I'm like, damn, I feel nothing right now. Like nothing at all. And it was so liberating. I told her, I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't think I care. You should probably move on and find somebody else. She was like, what? She was still crying. I was like, I'm hearing you right now, and it's not doing anything for me. I don't know if I was just, pretending to care this entire time, and then I started believing the fantasy, because that's what society wanted me to do, and it's just, it's so complicated, but, it's just, right now I'm unfazed. If anything, I'm just annoyed a little bit, but also I like it kind of because it's like, damn, I really meant this much to you, but like at the same time, I guess you're just not the one, because if you were the one, I would probably care. And that's nothing against you.
I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I think that's weird. Me personally, I think it's weird. I want to get something right quick. I think that's weird. I feel like you do that at the gate. You don't have to wait till y'all, in a situation where this sister crying and, you know what I'm saying, she's saying that you hurting her, but you didn't deny that you hurting her, so obviously you doing something and you don't care. It's weird. This is Leviticus chapter 19. I'm gonna start at 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Why did I get this? Because the part that I wanted out of that was the fact that he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. This just me thinking. The average person would not want to be in this situation on the opposite end of this. You know what I'm saying? Where you in these situations getting hurt by a person, then they have an epiphany saying that, damn, I really don't care. You been knew you didn't give a fuck. At the end of the day, you been knew you didn't care. You been knew that you never cared for this sister, man. It don't take for no argument to come down for you to be like, oh yeah, I never cared. And there's some stuff that he said in here that kind of irked my soul, but let's go back through it again.
She was like, I just don't know how you can hurt me and not care. And I was like, that's not true. I do care. And she was like, no, you don't. And she started crying. It was that real guttural cry. Sounded like her pure life essence was in pain. That real mentally ill cry where you can tell something's not right up there. And I'm just listening. I'm like, damn, I feel nothing right now. Like,
now, I'm gonna agree to a certain extent, because sometimes women cry to try to manipulate, right? I understand that. But when you the cause of that cry, when you know that you in the wrong, when you know that what you did was some bullshit, and this is the reason why she upset, it should make you feel some type of way, bro. It should at least make you want to fix it, at the very least. At the very least. Now, if you in the right and you ain't really did nothing, and she busts out crying, you understand that's a manipulation tactic. We ain't going for that bullshit. We understand that. But for you to be in the mode of the sister telling you that you hurt her, and she at a point where you said she crying like a mentally ill person, and you say you don't feel nothing, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Let's go back in this Bible right quick, man. That's crazy. Come on, man. Yo, sister, man, you gonna do your sister like that? All right. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Why did I get that? The reason why people are so cold-hearted today is because of the iniquity, bro. Everybody out here just doing what they want to do. Ain't no rules. You get to do what you want to do. You treating a sister like this ain't illegal. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, especially when I have conversations with my sister. In the Bible, your character flaws are illegal. You can't just do what you want to do. So when you got personal issues, you got character flaws, you have to be actively trying to fix those. So in a lot of cases, the reason why our people are so cold-hearted towards each other is because you're an evil person. Over time, you've been doing so much messed up stuff for so long, you don't even understand that what you're doing is some bullshit. But when somebody starts correcting you about what you're doing, the person that's giving you the correction is the problem. That's weird, ain't it? That's crazy.
Nothing at all. And it was so liberating. I told her, I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't think I care. You should probably move on and find somebody else. She was like, what? She was still crying. I was like, I'm hearing you right now, and it's not doing anything for me. I don't know if I was just, pretending to care this entire time, and then I started believing the fantasy, because that's what society wanted me to do. And it's just, it's so complicated, but
this shit irked my soul so bad, bro, because you know what this sounded like to me? This sounded like when women get into these situations, they talk about how society is the reason why they act the way they act. Instead of saying, yeah, I'm a messed up person, or I was wrong in doing this, they say society made me think that this was okay to do. That bothered me. You sounded like a woman when you said this shit. You rarely hear men say society is the reason why they carry themselves the way they carry themselves. So in a situation like this, it's weird for you to use society as a mode of trying to explain your bad behavior. Let's get into this Bible. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. Now this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. Because it's not normal, so you gotta really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Most men have a soft spot for women. You know what I'm saying? Especially situations where it's supposed to be like a romantic situation. I understand being hard and firm in different scenarios where you're not being manipulated by somebody's tears. But when you are the cause of the tears and you in the wrong, you need to be trying to fix that. For you to be in a mode where you done did something to cause this woman to cry, and you like, it is what it is, I don't feel shit. You crazy, bro. You kind of crazy. You need to be by yourself. So you probably added a body to this sister. For what reason? I mean, you never cared about the sister in the first place. That's crazy. And this is why, let's just put it like this. Biblically, we would have been putting hands on you, bro. Verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. Now, these are all characteristics of people today. Selfish, truce breakers. You got to really think about how many people go back on their word on a day-to-day basis without natural affection. When you hear some of the stories that people tell today, it's like, bro, y'all don't understand life very much, do it? Like, it's like y'all just doing shit. Crazy. Verse 5, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Because in this era of spirituality, everybody got their own little level of spirituality. Everybody got this form of higher thinking and a higher power. But if your actions kind of look the same as everybody else's, what are you following, bro? What power are you following? When your character don't change, your morals and values don't elevate to a higher level, who are you following? What higher power are you following? These are having a form of godliness, because a lot of people, they look at the outward appearance, they look at how you speak, they look at, you know what I'm saying? They look at your following, they listen to, oh, he like to say grand rise. He like, you know what I'm saying? He like to stroke an ego. He might have locks or, you know what I'm saying, long hair, saying his hair is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, because the power of God is for you to start changing your actions. You was a thief, you don't steal no more. You was a liar, you stop lying. You was an adulterer, you stop cheating on your wife. That's power. Because you retraining your mind is a powerful thing. From such, turn away. So when you start seeing brothers moving like this, they don't have that natural affection, right? They selfish, right? Traitors, truth breakers. They can't keep their word. They ain't moving with integrity, no morals and values. It's that turn away from these type of people. You should not be in these people's presence. Once they present that shit to you, believe it. Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women and laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. Because these are the sisters that get caught up by these dudes that speak like this. These are the sisters that get caught up because he looked different. He looked a little exotic, right? He was spiritual. In most cases, a lot of people that talk that spiritual stuff, y'all gotta understand, demons are spiritual too. So at the end of the day, what type of spiritual you talking about? Right? Let me read it again. For of this sort are they which creep into houses. So you gotta think about it. It talked about the men of the last days being lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. I need y'all to be listening. Listen to the characteristics of the men, right? But listen to what they say. Listen to what it say they do, right? Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins. Silly means stupid. These sisters are not that bright. So they lead these sisters out of there. They get into relationships with these sisters, right? They get into relationships with these sisters. They piping these sisters for a couple months, maybe a year or two, right? And they just move on. And you have an epiphany one day, say, "Oh, I never really cared. I never really cared about you like that." Because society, you know what I'm saying, had me thinking that was the, you know what I'm saying, that was the right thing to do. And society was making me do A, B, and C. Stop that bullshit. Stop. Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Because a lot of these women would say that they smart too. Most of these sisters that get themselves in these situations with these type of brothers, very selfish, don't keep their word, very manipulative. These sisters think they smart too. You ever learning, you got a PhD. But some of the simplest things according to the truth is the law. Some of the simplest things, it just don't compute to you. You just don't get it. So in these type of situations, you get caught up and end up being bad for you on the back end. It is what it is. That's Bible. That's Bible. This is Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And the reason why I want to get this verse is because, to me, I can't accept that you been in a relationship with this sister, probably been having sex with this sister, might have been cheating on this sister. You know what I'm saying? You never know what y'all might have been doing in y'all relationship. But you telling me that you didn't think of none of this before y'all got deep into the relationship, to the point where this sister crying because you hurting her, and you don't feel no type of way. You don't feel no type of way. Let's get the definition of circumspect. Let's get the definition of circumspect. Circumspect, careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences. That means thinking before you move. That means thinking before you make actions. You didn't think about if you actually cared about that sister or not before you got in a relationship with her. I really don't, because This is just me thinking. Why are y'all making decisions like this if y'all don't have the capacity to really think about these scenarios before y'all get into them? Like the scriptures say, you got to get counsel. You put the counsel before every action. If you ain't got the capacity to think about this stuff on your own, you should be talking to an older man that you trust. But we don't do that. We get into these scenarios, we get into these relationships with these sisters, and y'all really don't care about them. Then on the back end, right? Because most people will say, oh, well, let's just say these sisters, right? Because he's not the only man that think like this. This is a whole body that she added, right? Because let's keep it real. Ain't nobody in relationships today that ain't having sex. So you added a body. How she can't explain? She can't say, oh well, the last dude that I was with, he didn't really care about me. There's still a body. They don't give a damn about that. And that's why, like, a lot of times when these men be having these body count conversations, it bothers me because the men are actively adding bodies to the sisters. How do you get frustrated with body count when you create body counts? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But these are not the things that we think about. We don't move circumspectly. We don't think about the consequences. We don't think about things. Well, okay, if this happened, what might happen on the back end? What if I don't end up liking this sister like this? But y'all in these scenarios, y'all having sex, y'all swapping DNA, y'all might be living together. Y'all making all these grown-up moves. Y'all making all these married people moves. And y'all don't even care about each other, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because this type of stuff get on my nerves. People was in the comments like, man, I applaud you for being honest. Nigga, you couldn't be honest at the beginning? So you had to damn near destroy this sister to understand that you didn't really like her like that. Let's get some more. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates. Why did I get that? Because why didn't you know that before you got into this situation? Why did it take you to down there destroy the sister for you to understand, like, damn, I really don't care about this sister? It shouldn't take that fucking long. It shouldn't take you that long to be in a situation where you've been having sex with this sister. Y'all been doing things day in, day out as a couple. For you to be sitting there while this woman crying, as you said, like a mental patient. Now you realize, don't really care. That don't make sense, man. That don't make sense, man. Stop doing this. Stop doing this shit. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of y'all men that move like this, y'all would be mad if somebody did this to y'all daughter, man. Straight up. You'll be mad if somebody did this to you. If your daughter came home to you right now, bawling, crying, and she told you that this is what this man did, you gonna have a problem. At the end of the day, you gonna be upset, bro. It is what it is. You gonna want to do something to bro. At the end of the day. So y'all need to start moving with integrity. The scriptures say, what you sow, you must also reap, bruh. A lot of people like this, it's the golden rule, it's karma. All right. You gonna get what you put in there, bruh. Exactly what you put in that bank, you gonna get it, bruh. You got to cash that out. Scriptures say it's a marvel that God don't pay you back for that thing, man. It is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because I feel like I had a different perspective than a lot of people, because I saw in the comments a lot of people was, you know what I'm saying, championing what the brother did because of the honesty. My question is, why does the honesty got to come after you done caused all this fucking trauma? That's the problem. The problem ain't him being honest with the sister on the back end. The problem is, why don't you be honest up front? Why you got to go make the sister go through this? Why would you go through all this just for you to be, oh, damn, I don't really care about the sister like that. You fucking knew that at the beginning. But you just want to have, at the end of the day, you just want to have sex with the sister at the end of the day. Now, you probably gonna be honest about that and, you know what I'm saying, keep it all the way real. But we grown, man. We know the truth. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man.
Just different.